Hello everyone, I'm Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you all another Wi-Fi battle. My opponent for this battle is going to be RocketBossJack, the new leader of Team Rocket, that is. And this is going to be a standard OU battle. Well, at least that's what he said he was going to do. So, yeah. He was formerly known as JustWeavile, but like I said, now he's RocketBossJack, and he seems to embrace that new identity, so I'm fine with that, honestly. I don't mind calling JustWeavile the boss, or should I say RocketBossJack, the leader of Team Rocket, as I mentioned. But anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna use this team that I think you guys are already familiar with. I apologize if I'm using the same teams over again, but you know, that's just me, please understand. But yeah, and he's gonna bring a team that's very reminiscent to teams that Papa C or Miss Espion usually bring against me, which is actually kind of interesting. But in my opinion, JustWeavile is actually, RocketBossJack is actually a much better version of those two, basically, in my opinion, because he's actually a really good battler, and can actually put these Pokemon into effect, basically. But yeah, anyways, I digress. He's gonna lead off with Galvantula. I'm gonna lead off with Zygarde. I go for the E-Speed just to get damage. I kind of was afraid of him just setting up the Sticky Webs. He doesn't end up doing that though, and he ends up switching out into Toxicity, which is the Glisker, and I'm just gonna switch out and go into Decidueye. I think this was a double switch, and I don't remember if he was actually predicting anything, but here we are. I think I decided to U-turn because I didn't want to risk him going for like a knockoff or something. Well, actually, I think what I was anticipating was him to go for either Stealth Rocks or I guess U-turn of his own, but that didn't happen. Instead, he actually goes for Toxic on his Gliscor, so I was like, huh? So I'm gonna go into Skarmory on the U-turn because I know I can wall this thing. I mean, it can have knockoff, but that's not going to really do much to Skarmory in the end. So he's going to go into PDP, which is the Mega Mawile. Now this thing can actually do something to my Skarmory in the form of Thunder Punch or Fire Fang. So, and not to mention, it can Swords Dance in my face if it finds itself in a corner, basically, against Skarmory. So it's not like this thing can just sit around and take hits from Skarmory, or it's not like Skarmory can just sit here and take hits forever, because look at that Fire Fang, 65 base power, non-stab, did over half to Skarmory. It's not even X4 effective and it did that much. That's crazy. That just shows you the power of Mega Mawile. But anyways, I go for Whirlwind because I did not want to risk him going for Substitute or Swords Dance, so I just went for the Whirlwind. Here I hard switch into Decidueye because I phased him into Galvantula, which I did not want to take an electric move from, and thank goodness that I did, because here he's actually going to go for an Electrium Z, which is the Gigavolt Havoc, which is, yeah, that move is actually very scary. Like, I don't think anything on my team takes it other than Decidueye and Zygarde, who is immune to it, but as you saw earlier, I think he actually went for the Hidden Power Ice on my Zygarde, so I was like, oh, so yeah, he does have coverage for Zygarde even, so that's kind of the scary thing. That's usually the scary thing about electric type Pokemon in general, is they usually carry ice type coverage, or even grass type coverage for a bunch of Pokemon, and usually with that alone, it's enough to cover a lot of typings, in all honesty. So yeah, here I'm going to go for Toxic because I thought he would switch out. I thought he was going to try to preserve this or try to go for those Sticky Webs, and here I thought he would die to Toxic, but he doesn't, so I was like, oh. So now he should be getting his Toxic Spikes, right? I mean, Sticky Webs, not Toxic Spikes. And he does not, surprisingly. I thought he was going to get these Sticky Webs up. Honestly, those Sticky Webs are really what I'm usually afraid of, because those Sticky Webs have screwed me over in the past. I mean, remember that battle with Miss Espion, where the Sticky Webs, literally, just because I had no Hazard Remover, I couldn't do anything about it, and it ended up just running me ragging. In fact, it did kind of cost me the battle in the end. So, yeah. But anyways, here, I go into Skarmory because he went into Gliscor. I go for Roost because I want to keep this Skarmory healthy, especially after that damage he had to take from the Mega Mawile. So, yeah. I think here we kind of just end up in a little bit of a roosting war or something. I think it's somewhere around here. But, I mean, it's kind of boring, but, I mean, I kind of had to do it, honestly. Like, I never like to do those situations where I have to spam Roost, because that's kind of annoying, and like I said, it's really boring, but still. Okay, here he's going to switch into Greninja. I think this was also a double switch. In fact, this is probably why he stayed here with Greninja, because he thought I would, he probably thought that I was going to try to double in him again, but nope, I stayed in and went for Thunderbolt. So, yeah, that was actually really good for me to get rid of that Greninja, because that Greninja I have no switch-ins for on this team that I have right now. So I'm thankful that I got rid of that thing as soon as possible. So many double switchings actually caused him to actually stay in and make him think that I was going to probably double on him or something, Either that or he probably didn't think I was Scarf on this Zapdos. I don't know. But yeah, here I go for Whirlwind because he switched in, he switched Gliscor out. I phased him into Galvantula, which is going to die to Toxic, thankfully, because this thing was actually being a little bit of a pain, and was kind of stressing me out because I kept thinking that this thing was just going to come in and set up the sticky webs eventually, which thankfully wasn't the case. Now he's going to go into Bakugo, which is the Typhlosion once again. No rocks are in the field, so unfortunately I have to sack something, and I'm going to sack the Decidueye here. Now here I have to play a huge risk for the biscuit right here. I'm going to send in Swampert, and I'm going to have to hope to goodness sake he's not choiced and does not have freaking Solar Beam on this thing. He doesn't have Z Solar Beam, thankfully, but he could have Power Herb Solar Beam, or he could just simply have Hidden Power Grass, which will probably KO Swampert, because Swampert is X4 weak to Grass moves, so yeah. I go for Stealth Rocks. He thankfully does not have it seems. Either that or he's choiced, and he just hard switches into Vileplume, which I can easily wall with Skarmory unless it carries Hidden Power Fire. But he's actually going to double again right here. You see, this is why I say he's a better version of Papacy and Miss Espeon, RocketBossJack, because he like Papacy and Miss Espeon uses lower tier Pokemon, but RocketBossJack is actually being able to he's able to hold his own with these Pokemon. In most cases with Papacy or Miss Espeon, I just end up like sweeping them most of the time. So yeah, again, yeah, here I switch in Skarmory because again, it's the only thing that can wall this thing, and he hasn't revealed Hidden Power Fire. So I was like thinking, you know what, maybe he doesn't have it. So I stayed in, went for Roost. He went for Strength Stab, which lowers my attack, which is kind of bad because now my Brave Birds are not going to do anything to this thing. And he is going to switch out, and I think he's going to go back into PDP, which is the Mega Mawile. And because I'm now at -1, I can't do any damage with this Brave Bird, so I definitely have to switch out after going for it. Either that or I can just Whirlwind. I think I do go for the Whirlwind though, because I do not want to deal with this thing. Yeah, I have to take another Fire Fang in the process, and I do go in fact for the Whirlwind here. This thing in the process also takes Rocky Helmet damage. I don't know if these Mawiles can carry Drain Punch, but if they can, that'd be kind of scary because those things, usually the one way is to get around Mega Mawiles is if they don't carry any recovery, basically. But yeah, here he goes back into the Typhlosion. I have to hard switch into Swampert. He goes for Focus Blast, which misses, but I mean, it's Focus Miss. What did you expect? Had it missed though, it would have gotten a good amount of chip on my Swampert though, in all honesty. And if he got the Spidefra, he would have just forced me to switch out, and then I would have been in a more tighter situation. So yeah, that miss definitely kind of mattered, because he could have gotten some necessary chip, and he could have gotten the Spidefra, which if he did, he would have put me, well, in a better position. I'd probably have to sack Skarmory, who knows. But yeah. Or maybe he would have just been able to take out my Swampert hands down, because then I would have just sent in Sharpedo and go for the kills. Because I think Sharpedo from here kind of can already take care of the majority of his team. So yeah, he's gonna hard switch into Gliscor once again, because honestly, while he can't do anything to my Skarmory with Gliscor, it's the only thing that can take hits for certain, and probably stall out the majority of my PPs for Brave Bird or even Roost, and then I'll be left with nothing, and then he can just I don't know, switch into something that has moves and then spam attacks, and I'm just gonna be here spamming Stealth Rocks or something. I mean, that's kind of what I was anticipating in this exchange right here with Skarmory and Gliscor, that there would be some form of like Roost Stall War or something like that. Because look, here he's going for Roost, because he clearly wants to make sure that he stays healthy, that nothing crazy happens. I went for Brave Bird because I was kind of thinking maybe he'll double switch this time into the Typhlosion, but he never actually does that, so I was like, oh, okay. So he stays in. I think here what I do is try to go for Stealth Rocks, because I think he went for Defog, getting rid of them earlier. So I think here is where I go for Stealth Rocks, yeah. And then here, I believe I'm gonna hard switch into Sharpedo. It was either Sharpedo or the Zapdos, I think. Okay, it was Zapdos. And here, the reason why I went into Zapdos was because I do have Hidden Power Ice for this Gliscor. He does go for Defog to make sure those rocks are out of the field, which is fine. Now here, I want to see if he's actually capable of switching out, thinking I'd go for Volt Switch. Nope, I do not. I actually go for the Hidden Power Ice, because that was exactly what I intended to in the first place. Unfortunately, this Hidden Power Ice does not kill, because the Gliscor was at full HP when I went for it. Had it taken a bit of damage, it would have died probably. But because that's not the case, here I decide to do something else. Because I don't want to be locked into Hidden Power Ice, I do decide to switch out yet again, and now I hard switch into Sharpedo. I do not think he's going to go for the Earthquake, because I'm a Zapdos. He's not going to go for Earthquake on a Zapdos, in all honesty. What if I stay in? But yeah, so I hard switch in the Sharpedo. He does go for Roost, which is kind of stressful because at first I thought I could take it out, but when I saw it get more recovered from the Toxic Orb, I was like, oh, now I don't think I can KO with Ice Fang as regular Sharpedo. He goes for Toxic himself and misses yet again, which I do think matters, and you're gonna find out why. Because I'm gonna go for another Ice Fang here. If had he hit that Toxic, I would have taken 1 round of Toxic. After KOing this Gliscor, I would have taken 2 rounds of poison damage right there. And now here, what he ends up sending in here is Mandrake, which is the Vileplume. I Mega Evolve into Mega Sharpedo. I think this Mega Sharpedo was Jolly this time around, not Adamant like it sometimes carries. So what I end up going for right here is Psychic Fangs. And I thought I would be able to KO it, and holy cranberries, I was not able to KO it. Now here, as you can see, had that Toxic hit, I would have lost Sharpedo yet again here, which is crazy. Sharpedo once again failing to KO things, and he just put himself in a position where he could have gotten KO'd once again. See, this is why, like, holy cranberries, it's really difficult to run Sharpedo nowadays, because apparently Sharpedo just can't kill things anymore. Which is kind of crazy for me to say, because when I face people who use Sharpedo, they usually kill everything on my team. So how the hell am I not killing anything with Sharpedo against these people? That's so weird. Anyways, he goes into Mawile. I was kind of hoping he would just go for Swords Dance and I can go for Crunch. But he actually just Sucker Punches to get rid of my Sharpedo, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. So then I go into Swampert, go for Earthquake, take this thing out. I outspeed it somehow. I guess this is a minus speed Mawile. I don't know. And now here I think he's going to go into the last Pokemon, which is the Typhlosion. And he's going to go for Focus Blast, and this time hit. Again, had he hit the Focus Blast earlier, he would have probably been able to maybe not KO my Swampert, but he probably would have gotten the Spadef drop, and maybe he would have hit KO me earlier. But because he can't, now he had to rely on just hitting. Nah, he couldn't really do anything. After hitting once, even with a crit, wouldn't have KO'd. Had he hit it earlier, if he got a crit right here in the last turn, he would have probably taken out my Swampert at the very least, but that wasn't the case. Anyways, that's the whole game though. Good game once again to RocketBossJack. We're definitely going to battle again more, because I think this battle could have been a lot better, honestly, had there not been a whole lot of RNG in my favor. But the reason why I wanted to showcase this battle nonetheless was because, first of all, I do want RocketBossJack to be in my YouTube channel for within the first 30 battles that I've posted here from Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. That's basically it. Oh, and that, and the fact that my Sharpedo once again got to do some stuff here. It actually KO'd not just 1 Pokemon, but 2 Pokemon. Usually my Sharpedo in a lot of my battles in Ultra Sun and Moon has only just come in to finish off a battle or something. But here, Sharpedo, while it didn't survive at the end of the battle, it did KO a couple of Pokemon, which is actually significant. It even dodged a couple moves. Well, one move, it dodged Toxic. And then because it dodged Toxic, it was able to take out the Vileplume, which wouldn't have been the case had the Toxic landed on Sharpedo. But yeah, I was actually impressed with Sharpedo's performance in this battle. This is the reason why I wanted to showcase this battle. Again, the battle itself could have been a lot better had the RNG not been in my favor. But like I said, I am looking forward to battling Jack once again, because Jack is actually a really good sport. He's one of those people that he doesn't take the battles up to heart if he ends up losing them or anything like that. Especially even if they're this even if the results come out to be this way. He still, not gonna lie, throughout this entire battle, I was actually stressing out because I thought at some point he was probably just gonna run from it. But no, thankfully he never did. So that just shows you how good of a sport he is, compared to a lot of other people that I face. So yeah, so definitely whenever he looks for battles again, I'm definitely gonna try to get a better battle with him. I'm gonna battle him as many times as I can, because it's also not easy to battle RocketBossJack, because he lives overseas, and usually by the time he's looking for battles, I'm usually at work or something, and that's really annoying and inconvenient for me, at least when it comes to trying to get a battle with RocketBossJack. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Good game once again to RocketBossJack, and like I said, I'll definitely try to get another battle with you, dude, because battling you is actually really fun, and I do like the good sportsmanship that you deliver, something that I kind of don't. So I like people who have better characteristics than I do, believe me. But anyways, thank you all for watching once again, and hope to catch you guys in another battle. But for now, just take it easy.